Let's continue our discussion about the main topic, which is individual and social perspective of reading. And within this main topic, we are looking at reading from narrow perspective. And within narrow perspective, we will see the implications of syntax for reading. So, what is syntax? Syntax is all about making meaning of a sentence, how sentences work together and create meaning, and they become a paragraph or a report actually. So syntax has its implications for reading, because the syntactic complexity, if it's too high, then the students are posed to the risk of getting back to the translation or getting help from the dictionaries, and they may become non-fluent. So what is required is that the students should be given sufficient competence in second language syntax. And for example, when the students are enrolled in their first grade or second or third grade of schooling, they may be experiencing a different level of syntax, and when they move on to grade 7 or grade 10 or 11, they might be experiencing different levels of reading. So the more the advanced they go, the more complexity of the syntax become, right? So in this regard, we as language teachers need to provide adequate opportunities for students in word recognition, in terms of developing automaticity in word recognition and decoding words, and develop how to decode words, decode sentences actually, so they can focus on the entire sentence. So you as language teachers, when you enter your practical professional life as language teachers, you can expose your students to at sentential level and make them work and focus on entire sentence and its meaning. And in this regard, one method is key, which is the explicit instruction of the grammatical rules, by telling students explicitly, not leaving things to them, rather making them clear about the grammatical rules. So in this regard, we can present them with different examples or different ways of how sentences are combined or work together to create meaning. So as language teachers, we can bring in some exercises based on syntactically rearranged sentences and asking students work how these sentences with their different arrangement create meaning. For example, the dog chased the cat. We can ask our students to compare the cat was chased by the dog. So how these two different sentences actually work differently and what meaning they create. Okay. So when the students move from level 1 to 2 to 3 and so on, we need to increase the complexity of the sentences. And in this regard, we can get help from graded readers, which are published by different publishers which are out there in the market, to expose students to level 1 to 2 and 3 and asking them to interpret different possible meanings of different words. So syntax in reading is key, and it's the narrow perspective which sees syntax all the more important in terms of developing reading skills of students. And we will continue to discuss this, and we will next see how reading is seen from social perspective or is largely seen as a socially situated phenomena.